everyone, it's Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations. Welcome back to my stamp room. In this video, I want to share with you how to create this tall and slender bag using a 12 by 12 sheet of Designer Series paper. And I'm using a sheet from the Celebration collection that's available free with your $50 product purchase by March 31st, 2012. And I'm going to put it on the Simply Scored scoring tool and score going across at 1.5, 5.5, 7, and 11. Then I'm going to turn it and score at 1.5. Okay, I can move the Simply Scored tool out of the way. And we're just going to fold on these score lines to make it easier to work with. Okay, and you can see I've done a little bit of prep work already down here, but you have this 1.5 inch score line going across the bottom, and at this 11 inch mark that we made here, we're going to cut off just that little rectangle formed at that intersection. Okay, then for the other score lines that we made, we're going to come across the bottom and cut up to that 1.5 inch score line and just leave the little flap. And so it's there, there, and there at the 1.5, 5, and 7 inch mark. Okay. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to use snail to assemble this little bag, but if you were going to fill it full of goodies, you might want to use sticky strip just to make sure it holds very well. So I'm going to put this adhesive here along this side, and I'm being pretty generous with it. And then I'm going to bring it around and just match this other edge to that fold and across the top there to make a neat finish. Okay, so then we have our bottom, and what I did simply was just fold those two flaps in, fold one of the longer flaps in, put adhesive on the other longer flap, and just close it up. Okay. Now, what I did to give it the little bag look, all I did was pinch in here, and then we're going to put it together at the top in a minute. But let's embellish the front first. What I did is I have some flowers punched out of Pool Party with the Blossom Punch that's in the Occasions Mini. I did 3 of them, and I sponged around the edges. I believe that's Island Indigo. I wanted a little bit of a darker blue around the edge. And then this little stamp is from the Mixed Bunch set that's in the Occasions Mini, and I stamped that on Whisper White and Lucky Limeade and punched it out with the 1 inch circle punch. Now I'm going to put that together, and I'm just going to stagger the petals a bit. Put this stamped piece in the middle, and go through with my paper piercing tool. The brad I'm using here is from the Celebration Everyday Enchantment Ribbon and Brad Pack, and it's also one of the freebies in the Celebration brochure. Sometimes those brads are a little stubborn, so I take my paper piercing tool and I just work that hole and make it a little bigger. And then push it through, especially when you're going through multiple pieces of cardstock. Okay, let's just open that up in the back, and then we're going to kind of flip these a little bit and make those like little petals and give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, let's set that aside for a minute. Get our bag, and I have a strip of Lucky Limeade. It's about 1/4 inch by 6.5. And I'm going to use some snail on the back of that, and that's going to be the stem for the flower. Okay, so I'm just going to come on down to the bottom, a little bit more toward the left side of the box, or the bag, excuse me. Okay, and then for the petals, the flower, I'm going to use a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals and top that off. Just like that. Now for the leaves, I wanted to show you what I did. This is punched with the large oval punch. This one here, that's the old style, but still it's that large oval, not the wide one. And I folded it, and then I opened it, and then folded it again. And I'm just breaking those fibers up in that cardstock so that I can peel it apart. Let's see if I've done it enough. Might need to do it again. Once you fold up your cardstock like this, it starts separating the pieces, the layers of the cardstock from each other. And when you pull it apart like this, it gives like a little felted look, and I thought that would be pretty for the leaves. Okay, so what I did, I took my paper snips and I just kind of rounded and pointed the edge of one of those, and I'm going to show you how I did that here. Just come up to the point, just like that. And then we have some leaves to attach to our stem. And I want the felted side showing, so I'm just going to put them like that. Just like that. Okay? So now you could either leave the box open or bag open and fill it with goodies and maybe put some tissue paper in there. But I want to show you how I did the closure. I took my 2.5 inch circle punch and punched a piece of Pool Party cardstock, and I'm going to fold that in half. Okay, and then what I did is I put it here. It's folded across the top there, and I took my Crop-A-Dile and I used the largest hole punch on the side here. There's a smaller one on that side. And I'm just going to come in just a little bit and punch 2 holes. And I'm going through the bag and the cardstock. Okay. Then I'm going to take a generous piece of, this is the Lucky Limeade ribbon that's also in the Celebration Ribbon and Brad pack. And just thread it through from the back. And you probably could get by with using less ribbon. I just like to have plenty enough to tie into a bow. And then this gives a closure at the top, but at the same time, the recipient can open it without tearing the bag, and can also be reclosed and used again. Good recycling. Okay, now I'm going to play with this a little bit. And there you have a cute little bag that's tall, ready to be filled with treats. Also, you could modify this and say you didn't want it quite as tall. Take your 12 by 12 sheet of paper, cut it in half one way, make it 6 inches tall, and then go through the same process. You could make your stem smaller so that the flower would fit, or embellish it however you want. So if you have any questions, email me at lisa@inkinspirations.com. Thank you so much for being on my mailing list. I appreciate you, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.